That sounds good. That's a pretty looking car. What's up, Richard? Well, what you got there, Mike?
Well, we kind of alluded to it in one of our videos, and I decided to get rid of the GT500.
Why'd you decide to get rid of that?
Several different reasons. One, I didn't drive it. Two, I still owed on it. Three, it was out of warranty. You know, engine, transmissions, both
Right.
expensive. Not to say there was anything wrong with it.
Sure.
But I think for me and what I did and what I wanted, and I just wasn't using the car. And so I decided to get rid of it. And
you only did a couple thousand miles
that's
on
it.
it in the almost 3 years you owned it.
So I decided to change directions. I always liked the Mach 1s. I just decided it was
you have
time.
a little affinity with Mach 1s here,
Well,
don't you?
yeah, okay.
Considering this is the third one at your house.
It is. And
she's pretty.
I just decided it was time, if I was going to do it, to get rid of it. I found one that was still new on the dealer lot. And plus, when I traded in, I got rid of the debt, and so anyway,
you own this one scot-free.
Yep. So
awesome.
And I actually like the car a lot better than the GT500 in a multitude of ways.
So tell us what you like about this one more than the GT500.
Well, I like the interior better.
Okay.
I like the actual having a shifter instead of the little electronic knob. If you look, once we get to looking at the interior, you'll see how they have pleats, and they've got the old school Mach 1 stripe in the back.
Because of the Mach 1 theme.
Yeah.
Sure.
The door seals are Mach 1. There's just a lot of little things I like about it. And some of you will probably give me a hard time in the comments, and that's fine. From a dig,
yeah,
this car is just as impressive as the GT500 from a dig. So
yeah.
say 60 foot or whatever.
Sure.
Now after that, Shelby will roll on. But
right, of course,
this gives me everything I need, and I can actually go out and enjoy it more, because I was always scared about that GT500 taking it places.
Yeah, you're really concerned with the dual clutch transmission mainly. And
yeah, and I don't know long term what that car would do.
No one does right now because it's fairly new, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is easier. If something was to go wrong, it would be easier to repair and cheaper to repair in the long run.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a pretty badass car, to use some bad language, but I like it. And anyway,
cool.
You see it? It's nice.
All right, well, why don't we do a little tour of it?
Yeah,
then.
let's check it out.
Do you like Mike?
I do, Rich. I think it's a perfect combination. I don't know why. Um, Everybody's got a different opinion on this stuff, but when you look at it, it is a off-the-shelf type of vehicle. It's got the torsion diff. It's got 350 G.
It's got a lot of goodies.
Yeah, a lot of goodies. GT 350 intake manifold, air cleaner. It's got all the coolers on it for the engine, transmission, rear end. I went with a 10-speed automatic in this one because, as you know, I drive stick shift daily
all the time,
and I got another stick shift, and I just kind of got tired of that. It's got the active exhaust. It's got the GT 500 rear diffuser. So there's a lot of good parts in this vehicle, and like I said, it's just as fun as the GT 500.
Yeah.
Not as fast, but it's just as fun.
Oh, sure.
And kind of one of the other things I didn't mention earlier is it has just your regular old school e-brake on it. It doesn't have that
the electric one.
The electric one.
Okay. So, I kind of prefer the old manual stuff.
You can't go wrong with simplicity.
Right.
You start doing all this extra stuff, it's just issues. But
yeah.
I plan on keeping this one a while. I like it. I like it a lot. I enjoy it, and I've been driving it, and that's
Good.
something I wasn't doing with the Shelby.
Yeah, I know.
And like, you know, with being Christmas, I'll be out. I'm probably going to take it for
why not
600-700 mile road trip. And
cool.
And it's,
well, that's what they're made for. I mean, if you're not driving it, then maybe it wasn't the right car for you.
I was just scared of getting it hurt, you know.
Yep.
This one won't hurt as bad as something goes wrong.
Right. Oh. She is pretty sweet. And it fits with the theme of all your other cars, too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. And I like these Mach 1 seats with all the pleats. I think that looks really sweet.
They're nicer than the GT 500. Basically got everything else at the GT 500, just a nicer interior.
Yep.
It's got the 19-inch rims versus the 20. It's got the 4S's on this one versus the Cut 2s.
Which I actually prefer.
Exactly. Doesn't hook as good, but it's still... I mean,
so what's this got for horsepower on it?
It is 470 horse. Apparently, there's a mod you can do to air intake.
Okay.
There's some kind of
that little restrictor stuff in there,
and that will give you the 10 horsepower that the 21 models had that the 22 and 23 don't. So we're probably going to do that. Take that out. Not that it really needs it, but one of the mods I did to it so far is I put the hood struts from Redline Tuning.
I noticed no prop rod on there, Michael.
Yep. So I did that, and I also changed the shifter. There's a little argument in the household about that, but anyway, I like the shifter. Somebody else
does it, so I think it looks good.
But I didn't like the original shifter. Never did. They're ugly.
Kind of clunky looking.
Yeah. But other than that,
cool.
We might do a few things. I might put a GT 500 rear spoiler on it, and I may
like with the gurney. All right, Mike. Well, why don't you shut that hood and let's go for a ride.
Let's do it, baby. That's the best part. See what I'll do.
All right. I'm always up for that.
So this is from a dig, and
that's pretty respectable, I'd say.
I'm telling you, you know, short of the tires wanting the, I don't know what that is, but yeah, short of the tires losing a little grip from stock, being 50 degrees out.
That's very respectable.
But it is every much as impressive out of the hole than the GT 500. Very much so.
Yeah.
People probably
that's a lot of fun.
Rough me up in the comments on that, but I've driven both, and this thing is just as exciting. 60 to 60 foot.
Oh, hell yeah.
And from that point on, it's still just as impressive, just not as fast.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I like it a lot.
That felt pretty damn good.
And I like the GT 500. Don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm saying. I think for a car that you can use enjoy and not worry about
as much. Yeah.
as much. And that's the thing I like about this. I can enjoy it more.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I've still got something semi-unique.
Oh yeah. No, I think it's a great looking car. And it is. It's not just a regular GT. It's a Mach 1. So.
And you got all the.
You got all the 500 bells and whistles still.
That's right.
And that's pretty cool.
We can change the exhaust.
And that digital dash is a real digital dash, not that 2 tablets stuck on some plastic dash.
Correct. Now we're in track mode. And that's something else I don't understand is that these guys that get these cars and the first thing they do is change the exhaust. I'm like, good grief, man, how much more louder you want?
Yeah. I think that's plenty fine.
I mean, you get to change the modes on this from super quiet when you don't want to piss off your neighbors,
exactly,
to loud enough that, I mean, I think it's just
sounds great to me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mess with it.
You spend all that money, and the first thing you do is you go buy a $2,500 boiler system or whoever, and I don't know. I don't get it, but I'm also not young anymore either. So.
Right. Yeah, that's probably a big part of it.
Gray Hair Garage, baby. Well, Rich, what do you think? You think it's just as nice as the GT500, or did I make a mistake?
Well, Mike, I'll tell you, when you first told me that you were going to get rid of this Shelby 500 for a Mach 1, I was a little, I wasn't sure about that. And I understood why, but I still wasn't sure because that's quite the car. But after hanging out with this today and the previous drives we had, you didn't do wrong. This thing is awesome.
Yeah.
It is just as rowdy and quick out of the hole as that 500. Yeah, that 500 will eventually take it, but you know what? How often are you going to use that?
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't.
The styling on it, I've always had an affinity for the 550 in the interior.
Yeah.
And as we said, you know, with the new one, I can't stand that interior. But no, I don't think you made a mistake. I like it. And no payments on it.
Exactly.
So I think you did good. I think you did real good. And, you know, you've already put half the mileage in a month that you did on the 500s.
Yep.
To me, that tells me you did what was right for you.
Yeah. So guys, let me know what you think. Did I trade up, trade down? Am I losing my mind?
Yeah, it might be a controversial thing here.
I don't know.
500 Mach 1. I'm sure that's going to elicit some responses.
Yeah. So
and if you got one, by all means,
leave us
let
comment.
us know.
Yep. Yep.
So if you like this video, please like,
share,
and subscribe. And don't forget that bell.
Notification bell. See you guys.
Take care, man. See ya.